Alright, you guys. Hi, welcome back to the channel. I don't really know what's happening. There's a lot of energy coming through. I just recorded a Sacred Union energy update mini reading. That was not quite a mini reading. It was more in depth than I had anticipated. But as I blew out the candles, as I was packing away the cards, as I was preparing to just chill out for the rest of the night because I'm feeling a little bit tired and drained from all this energy, I had a song playing in my head, a song I haven't heard in a very, very long time, but it's very emotional and getting me very choked up. It's Samson by Regina Spektor. I'm going to put the links in the description box for you guys. I could only hear a snippet of it. I could only hear the lyric, "I loved you first, I loved you first." And all of a sudden, I was flooded with a wave of emotion. I'm doing this channeling now. I'm sharing this now. I feel like it's very personal to me, but I'm called to share it because I'm called to do another reading, in case this is resonating with anybody else. So, the lyrics, "You are my sweetest downfall. I loved you first. I loved you first. Beneath the sheets of paper lies my truth. I have to go, I have to go. Your hair was long when we first met. Samson went back to bed, not much hair left on his head. He ate a slice of Wonder Bread and went right back to bed. And the history books forgot about us, and the Bible didn't mention us. And the Bible didn't mention us, not even once. You are my sweetest downfall. I loved you first." It's this energy of sacredness. It's this energy of recognition. It's this energy of just pure, unconditional, unwavering love that has always existed between you both and always will. I'm trying to tune in and see if there's any energy of separation, if there's any energy of walking away, if there's any energy of conclusion within connection. And there's not. It just feels like unwavering love. I loved you first. I loved you first. I always have. I always have, is what I'm hearing. I feel like this masculine had to walk away in some respect, and that's going to look different for everybody. They had to, in essence, it might have looked like they were closing off their heart. It might have looked like they were pushing you away. It might have looked like they were blocking themselves off from you. This could have been from communication. This could be creating some kind of physical separation. It might have looked like that in the physical, but I'm hearing the Divine Masculine say, I needed to go on this journey within myself. I needed to find you within my heart rather than seeking for you externally. But I loved you first. I loved you first. I want to know more about this. Let's find out a little bit more about this. I'm hearing every path has always led back to you. Look at all this root chakra energy. Look at all the red in these cards, except for the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups has like this purplish hue. So you have the masculine energy here, which is that rooted energy, which is that grounded energy. And then you have this Queen of Cups energy, which is representing you, which is that really connected, energetic energy. And I feel like you've always been an energetic presence in their life. And I feel like this masculine is really beginning to understand that you've always been a part of their life. Even before you met, Even if you didn't recognize that with each other, you've always been part of each other's life energetically. And I feel like this person, and you might as well, is really beginning to understand this connection in that way. There's a sense of journeying with this Eight of Wands here. This sense of, I'm getting this energy of having to go off into the greater world. And this is all energetic. This is all kind of symbolic and proverbial. So how it plays out in the physical world and the physical experience is going to look a little bit different. But I feel like metaphorically, your person had to go off into the great wide world, in essence, in some way, to understand themselves. And I'm hearing to overcome their ego, to overcome their fears, to overcome some sense of self, a previous version of self, in order to recognize themselves in their power, in their divinity. Like in the previous energy update, there was this worth energy, this worth issue that was coming forth. They weren't seeing themselves truly clearly. They were seeing themselves through the lens of the mind, even seeing themselves through the lens of the other, not really connecting to themselves, not really connecting deep within their heart space. There was a fear of connecting deep within their heart space. I'm feeling a sense of shame. And that might have come from other people. That shame ingrained in them, coming from other people or other circumstances or experiences that they had, especially as children. But there's this overcoming of that. I don't have to be who I was. I don't have to be who I was. And so your person's been going through this journey of self, this exploration of self. Who am I? What do I love? This is a layer of authenticity that they had not realized before, that they had not explored before. With the Two of Wands here and the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Wands, I feel like your person is recognizing that the path has always led back to you. And again, I'm getting really choked up because there's a lot of emotion here from this person, a lot of love here from this person. I loved you first. I loved you first. I'm getting a lot of personal messages for this. That is very sacred to my journey. But it's this energy of, I always have. It was always you. Our paths have always led back to each other. You've been a very stable, and they're showing me the King and the Queen. But you have always been the Queen to them, where they might not have always felt like the King. That's been part of their journey of self-discovery. That's been part of their journey of exploration, of authenticity, of recognizing their divinity, recognizing their strength, their power, not coming from an egoic structure, not coming from outside of themselves, but their inner authority, this sense of confidence that's growing within themselves as well. But they're recognizing that you always have been that Queen of Cups, that you always have been a stable source of unwavering love. You have always been that source of love for them. And I don't mean source of love as in they were taking that from you or they were looking to you for that source of love. They've been discovering that source of love within themselves. But they're understanding that you've been part of them. You've been a part of them. You've been a steady presence in their life, a steady source of love in their life. And I feel like that's what is bringing forth this movement forward. This Knight of Wands feels like, and I like how we have the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Wands kind of balancing out this reading on either end, because this is all about movement, where this Eight of Wands, interestingly enough, feels like going out into the world and journeying and exploring themselves. Maybe exploring different aspects of themselves, different facets of themselves with all these horses here. It's like, who am I? Exploring who they are, to understand who they are, to understand what path to take, to understand that the path always leads them back to you, to themselves, you as themselves, you as their partner. I loved you first, I always have. Then with the Knight of Wands here, it's like they're taking action, having that confidence to take action, to move towards you on their path. To move towards love is what they're really doing. They're moving towards love because they're feeling that love within themselves. You were my greatest downfall because you made me look at myself with clarity, with truth, without the mask. When I looked at you, I saw myself. And I saw what I could be, what I wanted to be. It's this energy of Divine Feminine. I'm speaking to you directly. When you looked at your Divine Masculine, we've talked about this before, you saw them as the past, present, and future versions of themselves. You saw the whole picture. And that was almost like a curse in some way, and very much like a gift at the same time. You saw the past, present, and future versions of themselves. It's not just looking at somebody with potential. It's looking at them and seeing the whole of themselves, their very core essence, their very soul of who they are. You looked at them and you saw their soul. And you accepted them for who they were and who they are and who they could be. Seeing all of it at once. Because you could see that higher perspective. You could see all of it. You could see the whole journey. Again, that's been that conscious understanding of your journey has been what has made your journey through this ascension process, through the sacred union, path of ascension, so challenging, sometimes even painful, but also so rewarding. Divine Masculine approaches the journey in a very different way. Again, your union of opposites, your two sides of the same coin. You approach it very differently, and that's what's been a challenge as well, to understand that and to accept that about each other. Divine Masculine couldn't quite understand how you saw them because they didn't see themselves in that way. Their ego might have said, I'm amazing, I'm great, I'm beautiful, I'm handsome, I'm talented, I'm gifted. But their soul was still struggling with a lot of worth issues, with a lot of shame, with a lot of trauma that made them feel devalued. They couldn't see themselves as the soul that they truly were. They had glimpses of it, perhaps. They knew intellectually that they are full of love, that they're warm-hearted people or loving people or whatever this is. They could understand this, but there was a lot of trauma that was there as well that really prevented them from feeling it. And it was a heart that was closed, a heart that was guarded. I'm seeing a heart that was kind of squeezed, like almost like every last bit of life being squeezed from the heart, squeezed by trauma, squeezed by other people, expectations, by society, by conditioning. Wasn't able to fully bloom, wasn't able to fully grow, wasn't able to fully show itself and share itself. A lot of that was because the feminine expression within themselves was suppressed, especially from the patriarchy, especially from society saying, especially for masculine energies and especially men, male masculine energies, you can't show your emotions, you can't share your love. You can't share how you're feeling. You have to shut down your emotions. You have to be stoic. You have to be strong. It's all a false paradigm. It's all a false template. It's all bullshit. And I feel like your person really understood this, but it hadn't healed within them. They weren't able to truly embody this because maybe they had expectations on themselves, or maybe they had expectations or judgments from others. So when you came into each other's lives, you saw each other so clearly. You saw the soul of each other. You saw home within each other. I'm getting this vision of looking into each other's eyes and seeing the whole of the cosmos, the whole of eternity, the whole of the universe in each other. That is love. The expansiveness of love. And it's like I'm hearing that was the beginning of the end for me. That was my downfall. But not downfall as in something negative. It was a catalyst for change. It was the catalyst for growth. It was the catalyst for expansion. Divine Feminines, you've experienced this too in your own way. We've talked about that for your journey. For the Divine Masculine, it's like I'm hearing that's when everything changed for me. But I loved you first. Know this, I loved you first. You changed everything for me. I feel it's like the tower. The tower fell for this person. The tower was the old egoic structure, the old version of themselves that they had built up on a false foundation. And so you were their downfall. You were their catalyst. Just like they were your catalyst, Divine Feminines. You went through that same cycle. You went through the same thing where you grew and expanded because of this person. You had to heal. You changed versions of yourself. You became more authentically you. You embodied. You walked, learned how to walk in your self-empowerment. You learned how to not abandon yourself or betray yourself. You learned how to honor yourself and love yourself. For the Divine Masculine, and I feel like you surrendered to that. It was almost easier for you because you could see that bigger picture. And so you felt that transformation and you saw that transformation coming and you knew that there would be breakthroughs from the breakdowns. As hard as it was, we are not negating how difficult this journey was for you, Divine Feminines. But it was a different kind of challenge than the Divine Masculines. The Divine Masculine, it's like they weren't expecting it. They weren't anticipating it. Neither were you, Divine Feminines, obviously. But they weren't expecting it. They weren't anticipating it. And because they had guarded themselves and their hearts so tightly, there was so much resistance there. But through it all, they felt that love for you. And that love was a guiding force. And no matter how much they resisted and no matter how much they tried to push it back and push it away, that love was stronger. Their love for you has been so strong that they've been surrendering to this change. They've been surrendering to this growth. I feel like their love for you is so strong, they're not resisting it any longer. And your love has been that guiding light for them. They're recognizing not only their love for you, but your love for them, your love for each other. I loved you first. And what does the masculine want to say to the feminine? Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. We have the Moon, the Knight of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the Four of Wands. You're not even going to see it coming. You're not even going to see it coming. You can't... I feel like Divine Feminines, for you, it's like you've always trusted your intuition. You could always feel this energy. But because the physical never seemed to match up, you were in this place of doubt. But your Divine Masculine is here saying, I love you. I've always loved you. Keep trusting your intuition. Keep trusting and understanding that I am surrendering to this. I am shifting my perspective. I am breaking myself free. With the Knight of Cups here, we talked about this in the last Sacred Union Energy Update and the last Ascension relationship reading, where it was like sincerity, truth, honesty, self-expression, loving expression, tenderness, affection, all those things they might have held back from in the past, now coming forth. There's a little bit of hesitancy. I don't feel like it's going to be flooded. Your person is feeling flooded with emotions, but I don't feel like it's going to be like an overwhelming expression. But you're going to know. I'm seeing the eyes, and it's like when you look into their eyes, you're going to know. You're just going to know. You're going to understand this. And with the Four of Wands, the Four of Wands. Do we need to say more with the Four of Wands? This is that Lover's card, but this is even stronger for me than the Lover's card. This is even stronger for me than the Two of Cups. This is that balance. This is that stability. This is that cosmic union. That's what this feels like. It feels like that cosmic coming together. I loved you first. I loved you first. It's your Divine Masculine reminding you that I loved you. My ego wants to even say, as the disclaimer, don't attach. Like I said in the previous reading, don't attach to anything. Don't attach the labels. Just allow yourself to receive the love that you're receiving. Just allow yourself to receive and feel the love that is occurring here. Don't attach to an expectation of how this is going to unfold, how this is going to happen, how this is going to come together, who this is going to come together with. Don't attach to the physical. Divine Feminines, allow yourself to receive these messages. Allow yourself to receive the emotion and the love that's coming through here. And allow yourself to open your heart and let that love flow from you into the world, to your partner energetically or otherwise. Allow the love to just flow between you two without that attachment, without that expectation. Just let yourself love. Just let yourself love and be loved. Because everything is beautifully coming into alignment, beautifully unfolding, and beautifully being felt within connection. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this one. I'm sending you all so much love and light, and we'll see you next time. Bye.